Tēnā koutou katoa, Anton Matthews here from Fush. Thank you very much for joining us. Now, in this series of videos, we're going to be focusing on 10 kupu or words or phrases in te reo Māori that parents can learn and teach their children just to sort of normalise te reo Māori around the home, out in the playground, out at the supermarket, wherever. So if that's the sort of thing that you're interested in learning, then hang around and we'll catch up soon. Kia ora. Tēnā nō koutou, welcome back to Everyday Te Reo Māori by Fush. Thank you very much for joining me. So we're staying on the topic of kupu, of Māori words that parents can learn to teach their tamariki, to teach their children, to try and normalise Te Reo Māori around the home. So without further ado, one phrase that you can start to integrate into every day, well actually every night probably, is this one that I'm about to teach you here. So a lot of people might know the term pō Māori, which means good night. Here's another one that you can add before, almost like the last thing you say before you leave the room after you've put the tamariki to bed for a good night's sleep. You can say to them, kia au te moi. Okay, that's 4 words. I know there's a lot there to take in, so I'll say it again. Kia au te moi. And when you say that, when it sort of rolls off the tongue, it sounds a little something like kia au te moi. Kia au te moi. Repeat that back to me. Kia au te moi, which simply means have a wonderful sleep, have a peaceful sleep. Tonight, so it's the last thing you say before you leave the room. You've tucked them in, you might have done your pūrākau, your bedtime story, or your whatever your night ritual is before you put the tamariki down to sleep. And the last thing you do is you flick the light off on your way out. You just say kia au te moi. Kia au te moi means have a peaceful sleep, have a good night's sleep. Really, it's wishful thinking sometimes, but let's be honest. But mā te aha I te ngana, better to try than not do anything at all. So kia au te moi simply means have a peaceful night's sleep. It's a really, really nice thing that you can add into your nightly ritual. And even though they might be sort of halfway out to it already, you'll be amazed at what they take in. And if you make that part of every night sort of ritual, it'll start to sink in, and hopefully they will start to they might say it to each other if you've got a couple of children in one whare, or they might repeat it back to you. Even though you're not going back to sleep, they might repeat it back to you and say, when you say kia au te moi, they might say, oh yes mum, kia au te moi, and although you're not going to sleep, it's a nice way to sort of start to normalise that phrase and those kupu in te reo Māori. But if nothing else, it gets them hearing te reo Māori, it makes te reo Māori a bit more normal around the house. So that's your phrase, I tēnei rā, today. Kia au te moi, a wonderful phrase as a parent to say and to teach to your tamariki and normalising te reo Māori around the home. So have a wonderful day, and I'll see you back here next time on Everyday Te Reo Māori by Fush. Ka kite. Kia ora koutou, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you want to see heaps more just like this one, then don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Everyday Te Reo Māori by Fush, to see heaps more videos just like today's one. And don't forget that, normalising Te Reo Māori is about everyone just giving it a go, practicing, having a crack at speaking Te Reo Māori. So don't be afraid to use what you've learned here today, and probably the best thing you can do is find someone and teach them what you've learned today. So you sort of pass it on and normalise it that way. So look forward to having you back here next time. Have a wonderful day. Ka kite anō. Ciao.